Hello everyone, welcome to day 5 of our 30-day English learning challenge. You're doing something amazing, learning English one story at a time. Today's story is about a girl who finds something unexpected inside a library book. A note that changes the way she sees herself and the way she learns English. Listen closely. Enjoy the story. And remember, you're not just listening to English, you're living it. Let's begin today's journey. The note inside the library book. It was a quiet Thursday afternoon when Mira entered the public library. She went there because she wanted to learn. She had been coming to the library for 2 weeks already. Every day after her work finished, she came here. She always sat in the same chair. This chair was near a window at the back of the room. The sunlight came in softly through the glass. It made the chair feel warm and nice. The library also smelled good. It smelled like old books. This smell made Mira feel calm and happy inside. Mira was not a fast learner. This means she did not learn new things very quickly, but she was a very strong learner. She did not give up easily. She was determined. Every evening she sat in that same chair. She opened her English notebook. In her notebook, she copied sentences. These sentences came from grammar books. Grammar books teach you the rules of a language. She spoke the words very softly to herself. I am. You are. He is. Her voice was very quiet. Her hands were careful when she wrote. She did not want to speak too loudly. She was afraid. What if someone heard her? What if someone laughed at her? Mira had always been afraid of speaking in English. This feeling started a long time ago. When she was in school, other students had laughed at how she said words. They mocked her pronunciation. When she was in college, she did not join group discussions in English. She avoided them. At her work, she often stayed silent in meetings. Even when she had good ideas, she did not speak because she was afraid. Today, Mira decided to try something new. She did not go straight to her usual seat. Instead, she walked to a shelf. This shelf had a sign that said, Fiction English. This means books with made-up stories, written in English. She looked through the books. Most of the books had difficult titles. The words in the titles were words she did not know. This made it hard for her to choose. She picked one book. She did not think much. She just picked one. It had a blue cover. On the cover, there was a picture of a small boat on the water. She liked the picture. It looked peaceful and calm. She went back to her seat. She sat down and opened the first page of the blue book. Something fell out. It was a folded note. Mira looked around the library. She wanted to see if anyone was watching her. No one was looking at her. She picked up the note from the floor. The note was written in neat, clear handwriting. It was written in English. She opened the note and started to read. Hello, reader. If you're reading this, you've picked up one of my favourite books. I used to sit right where you're sitting now. I wasn't confident in English either. I failed many times. I felt like giving up. But one day, I decided to learn one sentence a day. I wrote it, I said it out loud, I believed it. Now I teach English. You can do it too. Don't stop. A stranger who believes in you. Mira's hands shook a little bit. They trembled slightly. She read the note again. Then she read it a third time. The words in the note were simple. They were easy to understand, but something about them felt very special to Mira. They touched her heart. She looked around the room again. Her mind was full of questions. Who left this note? When did they leave it? She put the small note inside her English notebook. Then she looked at the blue book. She looked at the title. Suddenly, the title made sense to her. It was called The River Knows the Way. Mira thought about the title. Maybe she did not need to be perfect when she spoke English. Maybe she just needed to keep moving forward. Maybe she just needed to flow, like a river flows, slowly and always moving. That day, Mira decided something new. She decided not to copy grammar rules from books. Instead, she opened the blue book. She started reading the first page. She read very slowly, one word at a time. The sun rose over the hills. As she read, she took her pen and underlined every word she did not know. She whispered the sentences to herself. When she did not understand a word or a sentence, she looked up the meaning. She used a dictionary or her phone to find the meaning. Then she wrote the new word and its meaning in her notebook. But this time, something was different. For the first time, she was not afraid of being slow. She was not afraid that it took her a long time to read and understand. She came back to the library the next day, and the next day. Every day she read one page of the blue book. Every day she learned one new sentence. She wrote them down. She opened the door. He walked to the edge. The air was warm. These were simple sentences, but Mira spoke them out loud. She said them with her voice. One evening, an old man was in the library. He often read newspapers near Mira's table. He leaned over a little bit and spoke to her. He said, "You're learning English?" Mira felt a little shy. She smiled nervously. "Yes," she said. "I'm trying." The old man smiled kindly. "You've improved," he said. "Your voice is clearer now." This means her English sounded better. "Thank you," Mira replied. She was surprised that he noticed. "I still make mistakes," she added. "We all do," he smiled gently. "Even in our own language?" Mira smiled back at him. This made her feel good. That night, she wrote something in her notebook. It was a new sentence for her. Even small steps are still steps. This meant that even if her progress was small, it was still progress. The next week, Mira finished the blue book. Reading the last page felt like saying goodbye to a friend. She had spent many days with this book, but before she returned it to the shelf, she took the note out of her notebook. She looked at it again. Then she took her pen and added her own message. She wrote on the back of the paper, where there was empty space. "Dear stranger, your words found me when I needed them most. Because of your message, I didn't give up. I finished the book. I'm learning, slowly but surely. I will leave this note here for the next reader. Thank you. Another stranger who believes." She folded the note carefully. Then she placed it back inside the blue book. After that, with a gentle smile on her face, she returned the book to its place on the shelf in the library. A few days later, something unexpected happened at Mira's work. Her manager, Rena, spoke to her. "Mira," Rena said, "could you help with the presentation? We need someone to explain the user flow to the client." Mira felt very surprised. She froze. Her heart started to beat very fast. She almost said no. She almost said, "I can't do it." But then she remembered the sentence she wrote in her notebook. Even small steps are still steps. This sentence gave her courage. She nodded her head. "I can try," she said to her manager. The next morning, Mira stood in front of 4 people. Her manager, Rena, was there. 2 of her colleagues were also there, and the client was there. She felt very nervous. Her hands were sweaty, but she spoke slowly and clearly. "This is the login page," she said. "After that, users can see their dashboard. They can also track activity and download reports." She forgot one word. She paused for a moment, but she did not stop. She continued speaking. When she finished speaking, there was silence for a second. Everyone was quiet. Then the client smiled. "That was clear," the client said. "Thank you." Mira breathed out slowly. She exhaled deeply. She felt so much relief. That night, she did not open her English notebook. She just sat with her tea. She whispered to herself, very quietly, "I did it." She felt proud of herself. The next week, Mira returned to the library, but this time she did not go there to read a book for herself. She went to listen. She noticed a young boy sitting in her old seat. He was reading the same blue book that she had read. Mira did not go and talk to him. She did not interrupt him. She just smiled to herself and walked past. She realized something important. English was not just about learning words and grammar rules. It was about building belief in herself. The words were like bridges. Each new sentence she learned helped her cross the fear inside her, the fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes. That evening, Mira did something new. She recorded herself. She used her phone to record her voice. She read one paragraph from a different book. When she listened to her recording, her voice sounded shaky. It wobbled a little. But she listened to it twice. Then she recorded it again. This time, it was better. Now, every day, Mira speaks 5 new sentences into her phone. She records them. These are sentences like, "I'm learning at my own pace." This means she learns at her own speed, not comparing to others. "Mistakes help me grow." This means that when she makes a mistake, she learns from it and becomes better. "English is just a tool. I'm the one who uses it." This means English is something to help her, and she controls it. Her notebook now looks different. It has pages filled not with grammar rules that she copied. Instead, it has phrases she loves. These phrases come from books she reads, from movies she watches, from songs she listens to, from people she meets. One day, she walks past a classroom. She hears a teacher telling students something important. It's okay to be wrong. What matters is that you speak. Mira likes this sentence. She writes it down in her notebook too. One Sunday, Mira decided to do something helpful for her community. She volunteered at a community event. She helped teach children basic vocabulary in English. At first, she felt nervous. It was her first time teaching. But as she helped a young girl spell the word beautiful, she started to feel confident. The children laughed happily. They repeated the words after her. "Beautiful," they said, full of energy. Mira realized something wonderful. Teaching others helped her learn better too. It made her own English stronger. In the evenings, Mira started writing small poems in English. They were not complex or difficult poems, just her feelings in a few short lines. "I was silent once, but now I speak softly. My voice isn't loud, but it's mine entirely." She decided to post these small poems online. She put them on a website where others could read them. Strangers, people she did not know, commented on her poems. They wrote messages like, "So relatable. This means they understood her feelings. Thank you for this. You give me hope." Now, every weekend, Mira hosts a small group. She calls it a Speak Together circle. It happens in her building. A few neighbours come to join. They sit together in the park. They drink chai, which is tea, and they try to speak in English for 30 minutes. They laugh at their mistakes. They do not feel bad. They celebrate their progress. They are happy for small improvements. Mira writes new phrases on a whiteboard for the group. Phrases like, "Could you help me?" "Where's the nearest bus stop?" "I'd like a cup of tea." And each person in the group tries to make a sentence using these phrases. It is slow learning for them, but it is real learning. It is happening. Thank you for listening to Day 5's story. Today, we learned that English doesn't need to be loud or perfect. It just needs to be yours. It needs to be something you use, something you believe in. Let's remember some useful phrases and words from today's story. I can try. This is a powerful phrase to use in any conversation. It shows that you are willing to make an effort. You are not saying no, you are saying yes to trying. Even small steps are still steps. This is a very good motivational sentence for daily use. It reminds you that any progress, no matter how tiny, is still moving forward. Don't worry about big jumps, just keep taking small ones. She picked up the book. This is a simple phrase with a verb that is used very often in English. You can use pick up for many things, like pick up a pen or pick up a child. Slowly but surely. This is an idiom. An idiom is a phrase where the words together have a special meaning. Slowly but surely means that progress is happening, even if it is slow. It means it is certain to happen, even if it takes time. Don't give up. This is timeless advice. It means to keep trying and not to stop, even when things are difficult. It's advice that never gets old. Here are some daily use verbs from the story. Verbs are action words. Try to use these verbs in your own sentences today. Whisper, to speak very, very softly, so almost no one can hear you. Underline, to draw a line under a word or sentence. Pause, to stop for a short time before continuing. Fold, to bend something like paper or clothes so that one part lies over another part. Return, to go back to a place or to put something back where it was. Believe, to feel sure that something is true or that someone is telling the truth, to have faith in something or someone. Record, to save sound or pictures on a device, like a phone or camera, so you can play it later. Speak, to say words with your voice. Teach, to give knowledge or skills to someone. Listen, to pay attention to sounds with your ears. Try, to make an effort to do something. Try using these words in your own sentences today. You can write them in the comments below, say them out loud to yourself, or tell them to a friend. The main goal is to live with the language, not just study it from a book. This means using English in your daily life. Come back tomorrow for day 6, where another emotional story and new English learning experiences are waiting just for you. Until then, keep going. The river knows the way, and so do you.